All right. Here we go. Complex numbers. All right. So a complex number is something that has I in it. I is also called an imaginary number. It is equal to the square root of -1. And if I is equal to the square root of -1, what's I squared? Because it's the square root of -1 squared, which is -1. So I'm going to actually rewrite that over here and put a box around them so that you can easily see it when you look at your homework. And it's not like I is a variable. I is always this. Always. So it's not like, ooh, what if I solve for I and it's 2 this time? You won't. I is always going to be the square root of -1. Always. Just like you can't solve for pi. Pi is 3.14. It's not like a variable. All right, example 1. All right. Let's do this one. Square root of -16. Yep, for what? For I. We did it. That's what some of your homework's going to be like, and you only have 8 problems of homework. I know, I'm being nice today, and that is a very occasional thing. Let's not get used to it. Nobody get used to this. I was being sarcastic with the freshmen today, and I was like, we're going to do a homework quiz. I'm like, and I, told them we're doing a verses on the bottom so we could get some people on the wall. And I'm like, sometimes I do that. Sometimes we're allowed to have fun if I give permission for us to have fun. And like 5 kids like smirked at me, like, she's funny. And the other kids were like, she's terrifying. What is going on? I'm like, okay, well, how about this one? Split it up. 35 and 2. 5 and 7. Anything that's a pair? Nope. So this one is the square root of 70, and that I goes out front, which is generally, you put it out front instead of out back. But, I mean, if it was out back, it would still be right. All right, this one, let's get a prize for. Try this one with your partner. This one will branch out and break down. Okay? All right, try it with your partner, please. If you do it right, you should get 4i times the square root of 3. Yeah, what if Mr. Mom asked to see your work?
This 4 is the answer.
What? Are you talking to me, Ryan? Okay. You're definitely allowed to use calculators right now. If there's a -1 involved, it's often used in my husband. He shall not be used this actually all the time. It's like they use it in theory, and then if they make an equation into I squared, it's back into so you would use it. So really, using something with an I in it would never happen in real life unless they did I squared and then it works again. So it's kind of like a way to like go in theory for a
I
second
mean, I
and come
don't,
back.
it doesn't bother me.
In
He
reality.
can do what he wants.
Apparently it works with calculus, which is used a lot in engineering and also used a lot in computer programming. Like if you're programming,
I don't really care.
one thing that people have found that is characteristically difficult to program is like if a computer or a manufacturing plant is making curves with their machinery. To program a machine to make a straight line, but to program a curve is tough. And if you're like, just use a program that can make a curve, great, but then people had to write that program to be able to say, when you draw a line like this, then here's the numbers that go into that to come back, so. Yeah, this is one of the most obscure things that does not have a real life suggestions. We're also gonna learn how to do which is nice, because then your calculator can do things for you. And once, hey, what I was just mentioning over here was I was saying that today, or this week, I'm gonna teach you how to do programming in your graphing calculator, where I'm gonna teach you how to have your calculator do the quadratic formula for you. And it'll be a program that we write together, and then once you do it, you'll just be able to say A is this, B is this, C is this, and then it'll just spit out the answer at you. And then, for those of you who are big nerds and interested in being lazy, any program you ever, any formula you ever encounter in my course, if you write your own program for it, I'll let you use it on any test and skip all the work. Definitely worth it. If you have a formula you're using a lot, like the quadratic formula. Do you guys remember the quadratic formula? Negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 ac all over 2a. Some people sing a stupid song about it. If you know the song, don't sing it. Okay. All right, who wants to come up here? 1, 2, Kaylee, 3, 4. One. You talking or writing? I'm talking. Okay. Are you gonna be like, this is stupid and I hate it so much?
Nope.
Good job. All right.
I'm trying to like
You might have to be a little loud to get over the 6th graders. Sorry. Go for it.
You split it up into 12 and 4. It's a flat, doesn't matter. And then you split the 12 into 4 and 3. And then that's a pair, so then it's 4. So then you write 4 to the side, because there's a pair of 4s. And then the I, because there's a negative, and then the 3 is in the square root.
So that's left over. Yep. You could have also broken down the 4s to 2s and 2s, but I think it's smarter to do what you guys did, which is stop once you see a pair, because otherwise it's just extra work. Go get prizes. All right. Example 4. All right. This one. The square root of -6 times the square root of -10. Now, this is something that is going to seem ridiculous to you, but you're going to have to trust me on it. Do you remember that if you have 2 square roots, you can multiply the insides? Okay, but this isn't the square root of positive 60. You, for order of operations sake, which is something that they definitely don't teach you in PEMDAS, because can you imagine if we were like, put into PEMDAS imaginary numbers and then told kids that they weren't going to see them for like 10 years? But you put the i's outside first, and then you multiply it, so it'd be I squared times the square root of 60. What's I squared the same thing as? -1, so this becomes negative square root of 60. All right, what does 60 break down to? 10 and 6. what, that's 2 and 3 and 2 and 5? So it looks like I've got a pair of 2s, and then I've got a 5 and a 3 left over. So this would be negative 2 square root of 15. Okay. I'm jumping again. Are things going a little faster than they did last year for you?
Yeah.
Too fast? Okay. This one we're doing the square root of negative 20 over the square root of negative 2. Okay. So I'm going to follow order of operations and get those i's out of there first. PEMDAS, kind of like iRobot. Is that movie too old? Do we have no idea what that is?
We know what that is.
Neat.
We do. Okay, I know what that is. It's Will Smith, he knows what it is.
We, the collective two in the back. Do you guys see that the i's cancel out? If you wanted to, could you skip a step and just cross out the negatives inside? Yeah. All right. Focus on me.